Right then, this is a quick walk around video for a wonderful Honda Civic. This is a 1.6 SR Tourer, 14 plate. This red is just 31,000 miles on the clock. Finished in this lovely gunmetal grey metallic. It's been kept very, very nicely. It's just starting to spit with rain, so I'm going to shop around a bit quicker than normal. I do apologise. Front of the car, lights and lenses clear and intact. There's no cracks in those at all. Bonnet of the car, very, very clean. Can't see any obvious stone chips. Near side of the car, absolutely smooth. Can't see any indentations in the panels at all. Near side alloy, very good. It's very nice. Near side rear alloy, very good. Just one mark on one spoke I can see. And come on the back. Such a striking looking mistake. Really is a handsome car, this. The back of the car, really clean. It's a bit of raindrops now, unfortunately. There's a couple of tiny little stone chips. I'm talking very small on the entry into the boot there, but it is 10 years old. Offside, absolutely mirror smoothing panels again. Can't see any indentations there. Offside rear alloy, very, very nice. Remaining panels, very good. Final alloy, really good. Just a bit of lack of peel on the outside edge of 2 or 3 of the spokes there, but given the age of the car, it's actually done it miles better than most you'd expect on this age. Let's come to the boot area. Absolutely huge boot, sorry for the raindrops, and always as expected of a Honda, beautifully finished as well. Let's come into the back of the car now. Loads of room in the back of these Civics. Black leather interior, which for a family car that's 10 years old has actually been kept in really lovely condition. Coming on the front and the passenger side, full set of original Honda mats in the car. From the passenger seat there, I've been given a lot of use. Let's find in on the driver's side, again, door card lovely and clean. Same with the footwell areas. The driver's seat in exceptionally good condition. So inside the car now, engine's running inside the dashboard, can be seen illuminated. Absolutely stunning interior this is. Sat nav, you can see working exactly as it should. And pop the car into reverse, you've got that rear parking camera working likewise. Carry on down, it's been kept really, really nicely. Just to quickly show you, 31,438 miles. As you can see there, no warning lights whilst the engine's running at all. The dashboard is just a stunning interior this. That's where you should set your driving position, by the way, so your steering wheel's halfway between the top of the rev counter and the speedo there, but nothing looks like this. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual, pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 SR Tourer, or Estate in any other language. Car is registered YM14LHH, and mileage is just 31,438. The reason we do these videos is simply because we just want to make sure that if anyone is online looking at any of the cars we're selling, they get to see the very car advertised actually in operation. And the reason we feel it's important is because, like lots of people, we've been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or description, but only to get there and find out there's an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. We also do it on these very quiet country roads in this wonderful part of Gloucestershire. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is, of course, it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you go on a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, just 2 owners, lovely history, low mileage. It's going to drive well, and it does. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I love these cars, always have done, but I'm going to go through it as I always do. Twist the key, engine starts instantly, it settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. And temperature gauge running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. It is a brilliant diesel engine. All the trademark qualities of a Honda, they're incredibly tough and long lasting over huge mileages if regularly maintained. But more than that, it's just a lovely engine to use day in, day out. It's only really noticeably a diesel at low revs, because even a Honda can't engineer that out. But on the move, it's quiet, it's smooth, it's flexible, and amazingly economical. The economy comes pretty easily to these cars. Whoever had it last, or well, I know who had it last, but the last owner, I think it was over the last 4,000 plus miles, his current average is 60.4 miles per gallon. So, the economy is there. I've had numerous of these. Doing my shorter trips, I'd be somewhere between 55 and 60. Longer trips, up to 70, if not above. So, yeah, incredible engine. Engine then feeds into the clutch and gearbox. Clutch in the car, absolutely perfect. Nice and smooth, and bike point is exactly where it's meant to be. The gear change is your classic Honda 6-speed gearbox. It's got a lovely actuation to it. It feels properly engineered, because the problem is with most front-wheel drive cars, as with this Civic, they utilise cables to run from the gear lever to the gearbox underneath. Unfortunately, that means with some cars you can end up with kind of horrible light, lifeless gear changes, vague and notchy. This just feels direct. It feels like it's going straight into a box underneath, which it clearly isn't, but it's got substance to it. It's a really lovely gear change, and that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. Can't feel any different anywhere in it, sorry. So coming on to the steering and chassis, which has always been my favourite part of these cars actually. It's just such a really lovely car to drive, because if you just want to buy the car to get you from A to B and just literally operate as a car, you want it to be comfortable, it does that fantastically well. The ride is really well judged. This SR, by the way, does have you've got a little button down here so you can change the rear damper settings. Currently it's on comfort, so it's slightly softer, which, because I'm old and archaic and we've got rough country roads, is where I tend to use mine, and it is very comfortable indeed. Press the button there, I go into dynamic and it firms it up, and you can feel it. It's a discernible difference. And then you've got kind of a midway normal in between the two, but all operating perfectly. But it is very, very comfortable. But the flip side is it's also a very dynamic car to drive. It's keen to change direction, it flows through corners beautifully, and the chassis and the steering work together beautifully. The steering, again, has just got a meatiness, a weight to it, even though it's light and easy to operate. It makes you feel completely secure, never nervous on the road at all. But when you go into corners, it's pinpoint accurate. So going to the corner here, probably a bit quicker than I would do ordinarily. Turn in, hardly any movement of the steering wheel, very little body motion going on. It flows. It's a brilliantly set up car. Incidentally, no clonks, rattles, anything from underneath the vehicle at all. And the steering, there's no vibrations at this speed, or any speed actually up to the legal limit. And it also, I always say that just as I'm going around a corner, on the straight there, it tracks absolutely dead straight as well. Let's come to the brakes. I'm just going to give them, I've got to turn right here, so I'll leave it a little bit later than normal again. But brake pedals really, really good on the car. What I'm looking for is good bite, which it has, but there's no pulsing, there's no vibrations coming back to the brake pedal, so all in fine fettle. Worth pointing out, it's going to be heading off. In fact, when I finish this, I'm going to be driving it straight to the MOT test station, where it's going to go and have its MOT. So they're going to check these things as a matter of course. And then finally coming inside, and just again a stunning interior. One which I always readily admit, I like good design, and I think good design polarizes opinion, and this does, because not everybody likes the interior on them. I think it's brilliant, not only because it looks fantastic in my eyes, but what is unarguable is the fact that it works brilliantly well. It's also sensationally well made. Estate cars can creak and groan, flex more than the saloons and hatches. Yeah, no squeaks, no rattles, solid as a rock, made out of really nice materials. Dash layout, the most conventional part is the centre stack here, so it's as you'd get in lots of cars, but again, easy to use. Sat nav, one of the nicest you're going to use. Down below that you've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures side to side if you so wish. Then you've got buttons underneath there for kind of heated seats, and obviously your suspension setting as well. All of the switch gear has that high quality damped feel, which Honda do so well. It's got, again, it's just, the engineering isn't just superficial, it runs through the car. But my favourite part has always been this two-tier design, because this is, as a driver, what you're looking at most commonly. So what Honda have very cleverly done, on the upper deck, so it catches your eye, you've got an information screen on the left and your speedo in the middle there. The information screen is set up so that if you make adjustments, say for the radio or let's say fan speed there, you've got a little display down here, but a much bigger one illuminates up there. So again, it's easier to look at. But the gauge everyone should be looking at most commonly, of course, is your speed, and there it is, all by itself, white on black. It means basically as you drive along, you can see the speed you're doing at the corner of your eye without taking your eyes off the road. It is simply genius. And then down below that, a more conventional pod of 3 dials, rev counter in the middle, flanked by a temperature and fuel gauges. And then finally got this multifunction steering wheel, leather bound, feels and looks like new to hold. It's a fantastic car, this one. Drives absolutely beautifully, cannot fault it.